Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Auto Resource YouTube channel. 2016 Ford Mustang Premium with 2.3 liter Ecoboost engine. I'm putting it together after replacing a head gasket, and that gives me opportunity before I will continue any further to explain this engine timing. For me, this was absolute mystery, despite the fact I have Toyota shop and I very often do head gaskets on the Toyota Priuses. However, on the Prius, that timing system is completely different because our crank is keyed. So everything has all kinds of marks on every single component, on timing chain, on these actuators. There is a mark on the crank. It's completely different system because this engine and Ford is using keyless system. So basically everything is attached without certain position, and you have to have special set to be able to time this engine. And it took me a while to figure it out, as I said, because I'm from different school, and I finally understand it, and I want to save somebody time and research and show how it works. So even if you are taking it apart, before you will start even taking it apart, you have to time this engine. Now, what are the components? I got it in the box from eBay for like 20 bucks, and this is the last item because the other two are already on the engine. The first one, very important, is a crankshaft, main crankshaft pin. You see that black pin right in here in this opening? So that was hidden underneath the AC compressor and this bracket, and there was installed this part, this bolt or pin or whatever. This was just closing that entire area so the oil stays outside. Before you start everything, you have to put this engine in time it, so you can even take it apart. So what was the first thing? Was remove the AC compressor and the bracket, pull that pin I just showed you out, install this, and turn. There was still the crank main pulley, the dampener, and turn it until it's a clockwise, always clockwise, and turn it until this hits and stops the movement. And at that moment you will find out both cams in this position, and observe the first. So both of them are going this way, and that's correct for TDC number 1. Also, you confirm it, and this is the plate. This is from that kit. It's this plate, and this is just holding it down using one of the holes, which is their installation hole. And I will show you, if you look on the back using the mirror, which is right here, how it looks in the back. Do you see that? Now, if you had these cams, both cams, 180 degree wrong, these will be not showing up. They will be in different position. I don't know which one, I didn't try it. And if you look in the back, that plate will not fit there. Basically, if you look on the back with mirror, the slot in which that special plate, this plate, fits, it's asymmetrical on the both ends of these cams, and that slot is positioned slightly higher than lower. So you cannot actually lock it in incorrect position using this. And this is the only way you should be taking it apart and then installing it back together. There are no marks on the these phasers. This was my mark because I didn't understand what I'm doing when I was taking it apart. I wasn't sure what will be happening. I was still researching the literature and so on. So these marks are for nothing because the chain, everything, as I said, it doesn't have a certain here alignment points or anything like that, like it's on Toyotas. So it's completely different system, which is managed by these special tools. So we have one locking cam and there is the locking pin for the main crank. Now it's also the position of that harmonic balancer or the dampener. That's what is very important. This hole has to be aligned with the hole which is down there. I will show it. Do you see that? That's it. So I have to right now, before torquing it down, I have to put a screw or something, what has that exact diameter, and that will align this harmonic balancer with the crankshaft. Because one more time, as I said, there is not that key. So everything is free. I installed the light here and I will show you with the mirror. This is a threaded hole. I don't know what's the pitch of it. I just went through my screws and bolts, and this one fits there. So it will go slightly in. Obviously, you will be not using this as a stopper for the pulley when you need to torque it. So here you can see the beginning when I move that pulley there and back a little bit, and this nicely found that hole with the thread. So I can thread it a little bit because it's only keeping it for us. You see there is still a little play, but that's the way it's supposed to be. And now I can finally bring that main crank bolt, and there is a torque procedure. For that you will need 21 millimeter socket, and the procedure is two-stage. It's a 100 Newton meters torque plus then 90-degree additional 90-degree rotation of the bolt. So I have a belt on the pulley to protect the grooves. This will be my holding bar, and use the torque wrench to apply that 100 Newton meters. And this is obviously very important to apply this torque correctly, because that will prevent the pulley from slipping, changing its position on that main crank, and have then incorrect reading for the crank position sensor, which I will show you later where it is. So I'm holding this bar contra and I will be applying the torque. Yeah, I still have it on. So did you just hear that? I have 100.6 Newton meters. That's fantastic. That was a relatively small amount, and now I have to apply. I have to mark the bolt with the paint and continue another 90-degree angle. The torque was applied, so I can remove my pin. Now I can finally show you that that main crank is being stopped by this black pin. Because if I will try to spin the engine right here, I cannot turn it, right? I can go slightly backwards, but normally don't go backwards on the engines. But I can maybe make it audible for you. If I go clockwise, that is the hit. And that's it. It will not turn. Everything is aligned on the top. This is still in TDC number 1, so I can back it tiny bit back just to relieve the pressure from this locking pin. I can remove this, and we will obviously have to not forget to remove the plate from the camshafts from the back. Little note, the weight is very cheap tool, came from eBay. Whoever made it, this plate, made it too thick, and it didn't want to enter the notches on either of these cams. So I had to put it in the vise, take a file, and first modify these edges. I may need the wrench to loosen it. Again, I'm not sure if it will work. The wrench belongs right here. And you just need, I wiggled a little bit both cams so the plate will come out. You can see here I had to file it because it was slightly too thick for both cams. Now we can go ahead and confirm timing. To have a clear visual, I made a mark with the paint. Hopefully you can see it. That's the opposite. And as we said, clockwise, 2 turns on the bottom. You can hear the noises. There's no intake, so you can hear the pistons compressing air and making that hissing sound. It's coming through the intake exhaust. So that was 1 on the bottom, and this will be the incorrect position. The cams, both cams will be facing down on the first. So we know that needs still 180 on the top and 360 on the bottom. The mark is coming, so I can align that the way it was. Now we can see visually that the cams are correctly in the same position, and again also I will be again installing this plate in the back, and with a little bit of playing, the plate is correctly engaged in both cams. So we know after we rotate it, the bottom, see this moved, but it has all little bit of play, so the mark on the bottom is fine, and they are nicely locked together. The chain is nice and tight, and the cam lobes are facing up, so this engine is correctly timed, and I can finish the install. And I should probably explain and show installing back the main crank sensor. I've installed back the timing device, and I will make sure that the pulley, the harmonic balancer, it's all the way, you can hear it hitting. So that's TDC. Now here is the main crank sensor, and it has a 2 8mm bolts, and it's still loose. It can go up and down because we need that last tool, which we didn't use yet, and that's for aligning that. And hopefully, using this phone, hopefully I can get close enough so you can see how it's sitting over that sensor, and it's going over that tooth on the main crank balancer. So only when it's perfectly aligned I can torque these 2 8mm bolts, and finally everything will be ready to put it fully together and have that first startup. These 2 bolts are torqued. I can remove this adapter, and I will not forget about this one, and closing that opening with this plug. I hope many of you will find this video helpful. If you do, please give it a thumb up and stay tuned. I can wait, actually do some filming driving this baby, because I never really did. I bought it with misfire on number 2, immediately realized it needs head gasket, and I was since then only working on it. So can't wait, and I will film some of it. Thank you for watching and have a great day, my friend.